everyone, it's Destiny, and today we're going to be showcasing the new Dan Heng alongside Phainon on the Creator Experience server. And before we get into today's video, I'd love to know if you are excited for the new Dan Heng, or if you're potentially excited for future characters, like the characters we'll be getting in 3.7. And lastly, if you do enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe to see more content from me. Leave a like to support the video, and now let's get straight into it. Today we're going to be showcasing Phainon alongside the new Dan Heng, and the new Dan Heng also looks absolutely incredible, and I'm very excited for his release as he will be a completely free character once his banner is here. All of us will be able to get him for free, and he is also very awesome and able to provide amazing shields for the team, and also provides other benefits as well, which we'll get into shortly. What we're going to do is skill here with Dan Heng onto Phainon, and what's really nice is even though the skill is on only one ally, we will be able to give shields to the entire team with this skill. So there we go, we were able to get some more shields, and now with Dan Heng we'll just use his ultimate. Now we are going to get attacked a bit here, but this is perfectly fine. With Saridra, I'm going to use her ultimate just so we get more points of charge. And then with Sunday, we can also give some more buffs here for Phainon. There we go. So we are going to get attacked here a bit, but that's perfectly fine. With Saridra, we'll just use her skill. With Phainon, we will use his skill. And now we can advance forward Phainon. Use his skill once again. Boom. Now we have all of our buffs ready to go, and we can go into our ultimate and use the enhanced skill. Wha-bam! And now we have another enhanced skill ready to go. And boom! And now with Phainon, what we could do is just basic attack right here. And now we're into the next wave of enemies, so what we're going to do is use Phainon's meteor attack once again. Wha-bam! And now with Phainon, we could just basic attack. We are going to get attacked here a bit, but it's perfectly fine. With Phainon, we can just basic attack like so. And now what we could do is also use Phainon's counter attack. We have all of our buffs active at the moment. So Japard's going to hit us perfectly fine. And boom! Nice damage right there. Okay, and we also have 6 out of 6 points of charge, so we'll have the double meteor here in a moment. The double meteor attack. Wha-bam! And then another double meteor attack. Boom! Okay, this should be enough, I believe, to finish this off in a 0 cycle, I hope. Okay, so they're going to blow up. We also have Suridra's ultimate, so I could just take advantage of that as well. Boom. Okay, there we go. And okay, there we go. We're able to get a 0 cycle clear there with Phainon. And I also want to go over why Dan Heng is a pretty nice ally alongside Phainon, especially if you have a character like Sunday. So going back into this fight right here, we're just going to do pretty much the same thing just for a little moment here, just due to the fact that I want to show something pretty cool that Dan Heng can enable for allies with Sunday here. So what we're going to do is, once again, just use the skill, same thing as before, and do keep in mind that the bond mate is Phainon. So Phainon is the soul dragon holder, which essentially means that Phainon now has a summon, if you will. We're just going to use our ultimates like so, same thing as before. And I'm waiting until we can advance forward Phainon with Sunday's skill, so I can show you guys the really cool thing that you could do with both of them. So just reapply the skills. We're going to skill right here. Boom. Okay, and now when we advance forward Phainon, there we go. So if we take a look at Sunday's kit right here, specifically his skill, Sunday will give a damage boost of 30%, but if the target has a summon, then a damage dealt increase is further boosted by an additional 50%, which this is a huge damage boost. It'll be an 80% damage boost. So if we take a look now at Phainon once again, the buff all the way at the top mentions that we have our damage dealt increased by 80%. So thanks to us being the bond mate and having Soul Dragon now, which is seen as a summon, if you will, this will allow us to get the full skill buff from Sunday, which is awesome, as this will be a very nice damage increase for any damage damage dealer that you are using, where you are making them the bond mate with Dan Heng. So that's a really nice synergy right there. And it's also worth noting that when we did advance forward Phainon, we also advanced forward Soul Dragon as well. So that's just a cool little thing to add on to that, which I absolutely love using Dan Heng plus Sunday together. And I thought I would just show that pretty cool thing that you could do if you are using Dan Heng and Sunday on the same team. And now we can go over the builds for today's video. So here is Phainon for today. We are a little overcapped on the crit rate since Sunday will be able to give 20%, but it's fine. Either way, this is just what we came out with our stats. For the light cone, we do have the signature light cone, but here are some alternatives that you can consider using on Phainon. For his traces, they're maxed out. For the relics, we're using Woven Dreams and then Wave Strider Captain. And then for the Eidolons, completely E0. I have not activated any of these. Now, when it comes to Dan Heng right here. So what Dan Heng is going to be able to provide is, of course, very, very beefy shields, which is awesome. And what's really interesting about Dan Heng's shields is that they scale off of his attack. So as you all can see, I have 5,000 attack on Dan Heng, which is massive amounts of attack for him right here. And this idle animation is so cool. Oh my gosh. But it is worth noting that Dan Heng, as you all can see, is an attack scaling preservation character. And also Dan Heng's skill will increase the attack for the target that has become the bond mate. So in our showcase, that was Phainon, by an amount equal to 15% of his attack. So he's going to be able to provide very beefy shields. He's also going to provide an ally with a summon being Soul Dragon, and he'll also be able to give a nice attack buff for an ally as well. Especially since he is attack scaling and you're going to be trying to get a bunch of attack on him as a priority, he'll be able to give a nice attack buff for the ally that is the bond mate. Also, another cool thing about Soul Dragon is that when Soul Dragon takes action, it'll dispel one debuff from all allies, and then also provide a shield that can offset damage equal to 10% of Dan Heng's attack plus 200. And when the bond mate uses an attack, Dan Heng will also regenerate 6 energy, and Soul Dragon will also be advanced forward by 15% as well. When it comes to Dan Heng's ultimate, he'll be able to attack all enemies and then also provide a shield based on 20% of his attack plus 400. So very, very beefy shield right there with his ultimate. And then also his shield can stack, but it will not exceed 300% of the current shield provided by this skill. Also, Soul Dragon will become enhanced with his skill, which this will last for 2 Soul Dragon actions. But when Soul Dragon takes action now, it'll launch a follow-up attack, dealing physical damage to all enemies and additional damage of the bond mate's type to all enemies as well. And this enhancement will last once again for 2 Soul Dragon actions. So whenever we had Soul Dragon attacking enemies, it was due to the fact that we used the ultimate with Dan Heng and we were able to take advantage of this for 2 actions. As for his light cone, we are using his signature, which his signature is going to be able to provide a hefty amount of attack. Also, when he uses his ultimate, he'll restore HP equal to 10% of his attack for all allies, and also additionally restore HP equal to 10% of his attack for the character with the lowest HP, and grants redoubt to all allies for 3 turns. This will allow allies to deal 24% increased damage, which will further increase by 12% if the target has a summon, which of course, as we know, since Dan Heng is going to be able to apply the bond mate to an ally, they will now have a summon and be able to take advantage of that extra 12% from his light cone. Since Dan Heng is a preservation character and he is also attack scaling, I would highly consider this light cone, honestly, just due to the fact that he is going to be a free character. And also this light cone has very nice benefits with the huge attack increase. When the wearer uses their ultimate, now we also get some healing. Then we'll also be able to increase the damage dealt by allies as well. And just to show a difference real quick, so while we have 5,000 attack with his signature light cone, let's actually switch his light cone to a different one just to see how big the difference would be if you did not have his light cone. So I'm just going to equip Journey Forever Peaceful as a quick example. Our attack went down by nearly 1,500. So it is a pretty big attack dip, I would say, if you don't have the signature. And then if we were to potentially use a different light cone. So let's say you decided to equip the light cone with a nice amount of base attack. While you cannot take advantage of the additional effect, so let's say you had On the Fall of an Aeon, you can't take advantage of the additional effect, but you can still take advantage of the attack stat, which is 529. If we take a look here, we actually have 4,000 attack right here with this light cone. The only unfortunate thing though is that we are not going to be able to take advantage of a secondary effect. We're mainly just using this for the attack that it'll provide for us. And then going back to Dan Heng's light cone, now we are back at 5,000. So I just thought I'd quickly show that difference right there. And do keep in mind, of course, that his shields do stack with his attack. For his traces though, they are maxed out. For his relics, we are using Lushaka and then the new relic set, which will increase our shield effect. And then we'll also be able to give allies crit damage as well. And then for our Eidolons, we are completely E0. His E1 is also a pretty nice consideration as well though, as he will be able to recover 1 skill point for the team when he uses his ultimate. And then on top of that, he'll also be able to increase the bondmate's ult type res pen by 18%, lasting for 3 turns. So E1 can also be a pretty nice consideration. As for Saridra, here she is, and we're just going to quickly go through her stats since I just yapped so much about Dan Heng. Alright, so we do have our signature light cone. However, here are some alternative options that you can use. One option I would highly recommend if you don't have too many Harmony light cones is her free-to-play option. For her traces, they are maxed out. For her relics, we're using Lushaka and then Ardil. For her Eidolon, she is completely E0. When it comes to an alternative character, in the case of Saridra, let's say you don't have her on your account, you can of course consider a character like Remembrance Trailblazer, you can consider Tangyun, you can also consider a character like Bronya, and so on. Of course, Saridra is one of Phainon's best in slot characters, especially because of the double meteor attack he'll be able to take advantage of. But if you did not end up pulling her, then I thought I'd also mention some alternatives for her as well. And then lastly, we have Sunday. So here are his stats. For his light cone, we are using his signature. For his traces, they are maxed out. For his relics, we're using Lushaka and then Ardil. And for his Eidolons, he is completely E0. But that'll be all for today's showcase. I hope you all did enjoy. And if you did, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and let me know other Dan Heng showcases you'd like to see from me. I plan to do a bunch of them for you all, but let me know if there's a specific team you would like to see. And I hope all of you have a great one like always. Peace.